Tina.
So, Kania, should we start or should we wait for a
If we
minute?
can wait for another 1 or 2 minutes, would be great.
Okay, sure.
Just 1 or 2 minutes.
Hello?
Yes, Rishi, we are good to go.
Okay, Kanaya,
Rishi, am I
let's begin.
audible?
Yeah, you're very audible.
Great.
Yeah. So I'm beginning the webinar.
Okay.
Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining our webinar on soaring demand for financial planners in India and how certified financial planner professionals can seize the advantage. Friends, our guest speaker today is Ms. Tina Rawal, Regional Head of West and South India at the Financial Planning Standards Board, FPSB India. Friends, FPSB India is the parent body for offering the CFP certification. A management graduate from IMS Indore, Tina has over 14 years of experience in the education sector. At FPSP, Tina is involved in planning and executing marketing and business development strategies, plus creating platforms for higher level engagement with stakeholders. Tina, interestingly, has also won 4 national awards in debate and poetry and has been even awarded by former President Srimati Pratibha Patil. On behalf of everyone, thank you, Tina, for sparing your valuable time today and joining us. Without any further delay, I would hand it over to you, Tina. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rishi, for the wonderful introduction. Hello and a very good morning to everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today on a Saturday morning, which is very difficult. And I'm very happy to be a part of this session today. Pardon my voice. I am feeling a little under weather, so cough and cold. So my voice may not sound as pleasant as it is for today, but I'll try to, not bother you much with my cough. One good thing for you as an audience, however, is that whenever a speaker is having such a problem, the speaker would want to wind up the session very early. So we would not be boring you for a very long time. We would try to make it very short, crisp, and clear. But one thing that we can assure you is that these next 30 to 40 minutes that we are going to be talking to you would certainly bring some additional value to your knowledge in terms of how to pursue your careers, especially when it comes to a professional qualification. And after that, whenever you will be taking an informed decision. So the next 40-45 minutes, please be with us, please be attentive. See and note down as many questions as you have around what we are going to talk about, and we will try to address all of them towards the end of the session. with that, we begin. I see that there is a varied background of people who have joined us. However, let's say many of you would have started your career already. Many of you are now stepping into a career. I just wanted to get a broader idea, Rishi, what kind of audience do we have here today with us? Is it a mix of both or any majority?
So it's going to be a mix of students, professionals, and independent. I mean, professionals as in people who are working with corporates and advisors as well. It's a mix of all.
Understood. So those who have already started your profession, you might want to take a pause for 2 minutes and allow me to talk to the students who have not yet, started their journey. So with that, let me start talking to you, about the current education scenario of the country. You are on the verge of getting into this education of undergraduates, postgraduates, and then from there pursuing your professional career. What kind of competition, what kind of difficulties you're going to face. I'm not scaring you here, but just ground reality is indeed very important. So let's say 1,000 universities with somewhere around 50,000 colleges teaching these qualifications, 11,000 standalone institutions teaching the similar kind of qualifications. We have millions of students joining all of these curriculums, be it through the regular pathway or let's say distance education and something like that. And the irony, there are hundreds of programs available, but the top 10 programs that we have, we see that 80% of the students enroll for those top 10 students, and hence the cutthroat competition. So you need to be wiser enough to understand that where the competition is less, where the opportunities are more, and where you can get maximum return on investment in terms of when it comes to a qualification. That's one thing. The second thing that I'm going to talk about is that in order to do so, what you need to do you feel that a traditional qualification that for ages we have been going to do would work? So let's say we go to undergrads or post graduation, and for those professionals who have already completed their qualification, now let's start talking to all of the audience that are present here. Do you feel that what we have done with the very dynamic and very regularly changing industry, do we feel that the skill sets, the competencies that we have got, is it enough for us to thrive and to be where we want to be? And if it is not, then what is the alternate option? How do we ensure that we are the most relevant to the industry requirements forever? When we talk about all these questions, I'm sure you already know the answer, and the answer is that we must pursue a professional qualification along with our traditional qualifications to ensure that we are industry relevant, to ensure that we get higher packages, to ensure that we have an edge over those hundreds of millions of students who are clearing their qualifications every year, and those millions of employees who are getting promoted, who are getting some or the other opportunities in their life. But if we want to thrive and at a faster pace, we need to upskill ourselves. We need to have a professional qualification that is more relevant to you. So what a professional qualification, if we do, will bring on board for us? It will build your competency. It will increase your competency. The previous slide only. Thank you. B, you will have an edge over others. So you will be standing up, standing away from the crowd that is there. And it is very difficult these days and very important these days to do so. You become a preferred choice of the recruiter. When you have relevant skill sets and relevant competencies, the recruiter will always choose you over the other competitor that you have got. So here's this opportunity to go with any of the professional qualification that you feel fit best as per your profession, as per your interest alignments. You could definitely choose that. I will also help you at a later stages to which all factors you need to consider when you are choosing a professional qualification. Of course, higher packages. that goes without saying. I need not to indulge more in it. A global recognition. So any qualification that you are doing, in India, in today's time, there are so many professional qualifications which are globally recognized. And it is always suggested that when you're choosing a professional qualification, choose a qualification that is globally recognized. So you have you have more value, more weightage over those who are having only a traditional qualification or a professional qualification which is only valid in India. Last but not the least, that you become industry relevant. So whether you are going to get into an undergrad program or a postgrad program, or you're a professional already, or you have your own setup, you have some sort of business entrepreneurship, whatever qualification, professional qualification that you're looking for, that must be industry relevant, so that you are the most relevant, most go-to person and a job ready person to finish that particular job wherever you want to apply for. So that is why the professional qualification is needed. Now, when we talk about professional qualification, there are various industries, but as the topic of today's webinar suggests, why should you choose a financial planning education or a career in financial planning is extremely important. And when we tell you, when I from FPSB, who own CFP as a qualification, who certify an exam, come from, it is extremely important for me that I talk to you about only facts and figures, so that you can come up with a informed decision of why you should be coming up or why you should be choosing financial planning as your career. So the first one that we talk about is the increasing demand. There are some reports that are there, which is very evident on the screen. I would not want to reiterate on the fact, but the next 5 years looks very, very promising, especially for India, in terms of the fastest growing. So India is the 5th largest economy, as it is there in the world, but in the face of the global enhancement that is happening, we are increasing, we are growing at the pace of somewhere around 40 to 30 to 40%, which is a huge thing. In terms of the global wealth, if you talk about the 30 trillion economy, that is going to be a huge for the millennial especially, and the Gen Z who are present here today. You are going to have a huge scope, not just from like 2023, but moving ahead till 2045. Even the recent SBI's report says that right now, what is so anyone in the audience, what is our current per capita income of India? Anyone? You could type in chat. With a 140 million crores of audience, or population of India, what is the current per capita income? I can't see the chat. Is anyone responding? Yes, so that is correct. With somewhere around 79 to 80,000 per capita income that we have right now, SBI predicts that in the next 10 years it is going to be 1.95. That kind of money coming into the market and people. And now let's talk about the financial literacy, the financial education of the Indian population. What is the financial literacy level of India as of now? In chat again, everyone. A hint, it's less than 30%. That is correct. So somewhere around 27% is what is the financial literacy of India. With that limited knowledge of financial literacy, forget about financial planning. Financial planning is at a higher level. With this kind of per capita income increasing, with this kind of money coming into people's hand, what do you need the most? What do you see forthcoming? They say for a few years ago, IT ka boom aaya tha, and everybody was into IT. Now this is financial planning. Financial planning is something where India is booming, and where you will see the most promising careers in your lives, is because with only 27% knowledge of financials, with lots of money coming into people's hand, people will need a lot of professionals, a lot of financial planners to consult, to advise them how to use their money, how to make them grow their money and things and so on. So that is the kind of, with that we move on to the next slide, that is the kind of the growth that India is seeing. Now let's talk about the supply and demand concept here as well. With these kinds of and there are some more facts and figures on the screen. I will not talk to you about it, you can read it out. But parallelly, what I want to say here is that with these kinds of things coming in picture, with these kind of global mobility that are coming, gift city, you're seeing that there are so many foreign banks, foreign investors, foreign financial BFSIs coming into India and looking for such rich talents, not just increasing job opportunities, but also increasing the opportunity for those who are into, let's say, mutual funds, or let's say some sort of financial advisory qualification. You also have a very huge opportunity. So the supply is very limited as of now, because people do not know about a qualification called CFP, which is the highest standard and most recognized qualification in the field of personal finance. Whereas the demand of these CFPs is huge, is immense. We speak with corporates on a regular basis, wherein we see that they are asking for CFP professionals. You see the job portals, you search, you just Google CFP professional jobs, and you will see that more than 6,000 jobs you will see recently. But we do not have any such professionals. Right now we are a home to 213,000 plus CFP professionals across the globe, and only 2,500 plus CFP professionals till last year. The number is definitely going to increase by the end of December 2023, which already happened, but the data is yet to come out. So with these kind of increasing demands and with these kind of opportunities, I can very confidently tell you that I do not have enough CFP professionals to cater to the job requirements that I'm getting from the corporates. And so what is happening? So then corporates are coming to us telling that upskill our existing employees, and then they are paying for their employees to do the CFP qualification. We are in touch with many of the banks, many of the organizations where we are doing this. So the idea is for you to encash this opportunity and get into this profession when it is not very much well known to others. And coming back to the first point, out of all the professional careers, top 10 professional careers have got 80% of the people. So for the remaining professional career, CFP is one of the most prominent of those, and you must, seriously consider getting into this qualification. Now, some other facts and figures in terms of why you should be choosing the qualification and so on. These are some pointers that, we will talk about at a little later stage when my colleague here, Rishi, have explained to you about what is the qualification. But let me tell you more about what is FPSB and what is CFP, so that you have more confidence in terms of the profession and the body that we are. To the next slide, Anurag, please. Yes. So what is FPSB India? FPSB is Financial Planning Standard Boards, based out in Denver, USA, founded 20 years ago. We are the standard setting body, the global not-for-profit standard setting body for financial planning across the board, across the globe. Now, what we do, we not only just promote the importance of financial planning, uphold the ethics and the professionalism of the qualification, but we also own a certification called Certified Financial Planner, and we certify the candidates across the globe. Now, what is CFP? What are the papers? In detail, everything about it is something that Rishi is going to talk to you about in due course of time. But we are present currently in 27 territories. When I say territories, it is not the countries. A country could probably a mixture of several countries as well. So we are present in 27 territories as of now, with a home to more than 213,000 plus CFP professionals. So it's a very close community. It's a very rich community that every professional who is looking at building their career in financial planning would want to be a part of it. Now, I'll tell you also at a later stage why I'm telling you all this and why this is important to you, how this is relevant to you. So a home to that. We are an affiliate member of International Organization of Securities Commission. We are also affiliate member of the International Network of Financial Education and member of the Forum of Investor Education as well. Why of all this is important? When we are a part of the policy making, each and every changes that you as a professional will will experience during your professional career, this will impact you, and we being a part of it, we ensure that whenever the policies are being discussed and formed, you as a member are always there at the back of our mind, and basis what is best for you, we always propose this kind of communications. Network, why the network is important. So these are some of the territories, 27 territories where we are present. Why this network of over 200,000 plus CFP professionals will be important to you in today's world, and mark my words, be it a fresher, be it a graduate, be it a postgraduate, be it a professional, what is the most important thing? We say that time and money and return of investment, but the most important thing for you to grow in your career is your network. If your network is strong, if you're part of the one of the elite networks in the world, wherein you have professionals working across the globe in the similar kind of industry, supporting each other, coming on board, continuous development programs are being held. You are, at par with the changes that are happening in the industry. This is the best resource. This is the best thing that to have. So it is very extremely important for you all to register with a professional body as soon as you have chosen the qualification. This is the growth chart that you see in front of your eyes. The need, the demand, and the CFP professionals have been growing profoundly from past few years, and more than ever now that they are growing, because the need of financial planning, which is already established in earlier slides, is there. Moving on to the next slide. CFP qualification, my colleague is going to talk about, so I'm not going to talk more about it. But what I want to tell you is the kind of job profiles that this qualification is going to give you. So to the next slide, Anurag. One more important thing that I missed on is the recognition and the accreditation that this qualification has got. So this qualification is not only valid globally, but it is also recognized, very much recognized, and we are working with very closely with the regulators in India as well. We've recently tied up and signed some MOUs with ARIAs, with IIBF, wherein we are going to recognize the CAIIB qualification, the highest qualification for bankers, and through that you can move on to the fast track program and just move on to the last level of the module of this qualification. IOSCO I have already mentioned, and so on. So all of these association accreditations are already in place. You need not to worry about that part. Moving on to the next slide, Anurag. So when we talk about the professional skills, if you choose CFP, it's a tick. When you talk about the acceptance of the qualification, it's a tick. When you talk about the global best practices, we ensure that in your curriculum, it is so extensive and it is so, excuse me, in part, it is so relevant that the ethics and the professional aspect is the core of the entire qualification. The global mobility, if you're looking at, it's a tick. The diverse work opportunity, if you're looking at, it's a tick. You want to be a professional, you want to be your own practice, you want to set up your own enterprise, this is the best qualification to go for. If you want to go for a job, this is the best qualification to go for. If you want to upskill your packages, this is the best qualification to go for. If you feel, this is the feeling, and Rishi, you would agree, in our time we wanted it, we earned it the hard way. But today's generation, they want to quickly get into a job, quickly grow in their careers, quickly leave the organization. With gig economy coming in picture, they would want to have their own setup, live their life on their own terms, retire early and enjoy the life. This is the qualification that you must be looking for. Gain some experience for a beginning in the few years, and then set up your own practice and enjoy your life on your own terms. So that way it is like a perfect tick for all the qualification. Moving on to the next slide, Anurag. Competency, confidence, credibility, we have already spoken about. We move on to I just want to show them before I hand it over to Rishi. I just want to show them what kind of profiles you're looking at, those who are focusing on the job. So next slide again. So these are some of the profiles. I will not speak it out loud, but I will give you a minute to have a look at it. These are the areas and the segments where you can see your career building. There are some of the very new, portfolios of underwriters, of risk management, of wealth management, of defining a product and so on that has been added, recently, which will definitely help you in terms of planning your careers and building your career whichever way it is important for you. With that, there are certain few more things that I would like to take towards the end of the session. But let Rishi talk about the qualification. Let Rishi talk about the benefits and how you can pursue the qualification. And towards the end of the session, we will take the questions. Thank you so much, and over to you, Rishi.
Thank you so much, Tina. I appreciate your thorough explanation of the merits of the CFP certification, and the commitment of the board in terms of making the practitioners being regarded as top choice when it comes to anyone who wants to seek financial planning advisory or anyone who wants to actually make up a career. I'm confident now enough. I think our audience is now pretty enthusiastic, it looks like, about enrolling in this course as soon as possible. So friends, I'll share now details about the CFP program, and then I think we can take up the Q&A. So just give me a second to share my screen. Yes. So firstly, anyone who does it, there are smiling faces. That yes, we've as Tina mentioned, that we had the hard way. We really had as a hard way. Running for those 10% kind of profiles and fighting it out like anything. And these days the entire trend has changed. My younger people in my family, they really want to retire early. They want to live their life at their own terms. They're okay at leaving a job. For me, it used to be a big thing, to think about how do I switch. Would the transition be in my favor or not? So different thought process of different generations. So one thing, very critical thing that I want to mention, friends, here is that this is a unique 4-in-1 certification program. So when I say this is, in the regular path, there are 4 levels to this program. And the advantage, friends, is that for each level, as you clear one level, you get a certification from the FPSP board. So let's say someone who clears the first level, you get a certification that yes, you are an investment planning specialist. And what I've seen is many of the students who join us, they start using these certifications for their advantage, putting them in their resumes, meeting people, talking to them that yes, I have joined this CFP certification pro course, and I'm in the journey. I've completed level 1, and I am right now a designated investment planning specialist from when it comes to the gold standard board and the certification, which is CFP for personal finance. And it's multidimensional. I mean, it addresses the requirement for many kind of people. It is not only students, professionals. For students, yes, immediate career opportunities, as Tina was mentioning. For professionals, up, quick, you want to in terms of fast track your career growth. We at times we feel that yes, there are some skill gaps. We have to, we have to get aware of very many new things that are coming up. So we have the latest, the curriculum is very latest and very relevant. Independent financial advisors. I saw there are some comments and chats which say, how would it really help? Sir, the point is that, it will open multiple verticals for you. So someone who's an MFD, which is mutual funds, so he's only focused on mutual funds. So this CFP Pro certification program can help you actually become a specialist when it comes to retirement planning, when it comes to estate planning, when it comes to insurance. So some element of taxation also there. Then from just looking at from a product-based point of view, which is mutual funds, you can change the approach of actually doing a goal-based financial planning. So a very kind of different upskilling and changing the entire dynamics of how you present your story. So that is what is the main advantage for bankers, for insurance agents. Again, focused on one particular domain. good to be domain specialist, but these days, we have to be everybody needs to be present at different places, and we need to add more specializations and verticals. And as I said, personal finance and wealth focused curriculum. Tina rightly mentioned, we seeing the influx of global interest in India, and the kind of macro undercurrent which is totally intact. We are doing it very, very well, in fact. And in that sense, what's happening is Indians are really, really earning that well. So when they're earning that well, definitely our aspirations now are at it is almost at par with any of the developed economies, right? We all want to send our kids to foreign, maybe the best education when it comes, and the best kind of things that we want to give. So for that, we need wealth, and everybody who's earning well might not be really converting their good incomes into wealth. This is the place where we really come into it. And as I said, immediate career opportunities are there. And it's not going to, this course is not going to take you very long to complete it. It is normally around 6 to 12 months. 6 months is for the fast track, which is known as the challenge pathway, but more or less in an year's time, yes, uh, our students are done with the CFP certification. Coming to the next slide, what is the eligibility? Now, friends, the eligibility, anyone who's a 10 plus 2. So the minimum eligibility is 10 plus 2. You have to be at least 18 years of age, and no restriction in terms of how much percent you have to be. Yes, of course, you have to clear your 10 plus 2, but then no stream restrictions are there. You can join the course. So ideally, someone who is, let's say he's just joined in, the first year of college, he can think about, why not add this professional certification along with his graduation. So I mean, I was not aware of this advantage at my time, but I really feel this is really good. I mean, it just jumpstarts your value in terms of employers. So to get the CFP mark, one needs to be a graduate, and there's an experience requirement also, which is 3 years work experience in the banking, financial services, and insurance sector, which we typically call as the BFSI space. Or if somebody doesn't have it, let's say someone who's into the second year, he's completed his CFP, but he doesn't have the experience requirement. So what we can certainly help him in terms of getting him attached to a practicing CFP, and he has to do a 1 year of supervised articleship. That also is very, very relevant when it comes to experience for such candidates. Now, coming to the curriculum, friends, the level 1 CFP level 1, which is known as investment planning specialist, we have personal financial management, investment planning, major two subjects to study. So what is there in personal financial management, friends? You will study about how do you really prepare budgets, how do you really, it starts at home. I understood where I was actually spending money, and that was not required. So how do you really try to cut down your discretionary expenses? We can always advise clients based on that. Secondly, time value of money. This is an extremely important concept, whereby can I really sitting today, can I find out mathematically how much amount of retirement fund would I require based on my current living status, and how can I really, what kind of a sum do I really need to save and so those kind of numbers, those kind of can I really define a goal and design a strategy for it? This is only possible when we study time value of money. Coming to investment planning, the second subject, the module here, you're going to we'll train you on what are the major asset classes where investments can be made. Now, when it comes to asset classes, equities, what is fixed income, what is real estate, what is gold. So how do you really make investments? What are the major investment products? Complete end-to-end knowledge on that. Then how do you really design a portfolio? How do you really, find out the risk-adjusted return? So all that basically to understand how would you design an investment strategy for anyone, that is going to be taught to you in this module, which comes under CFP level 1 investment planning specialist. Coming to level 2, which is retirement and tax planning specialist. Friends, retirement is one goal that is common with all the people, all the 135 people we all have to retire someday. Somebody might retire in 5 years, somebody might do it in 15, but that thing is going to come to us. We have to, and everyone aims to maintain, that same kind of lifestyle that we are doing right now. Why should we cut in that, right? retirement is to enjoy. Also, at times we prefer to work, but then again, a focus also changes there, and the longevity is also increasing. So then, how do you really help clients to understand how can retirement goals be planned? How can investments be made? What are the major investment products available in India, retirement products available in India? How can we take an advantage of all of that? So this is, and in fact, friends, retirement planning is itself a business model, business vertical, which I've seen people practicing independently. It's an independent practice itself. We don't need all the others. We can only focus on retirement and make a career out of it. Secondly, coming to tax planning, friends, tax is something which we require everywhere. In terms of, when you actually think about investment, I will always start thinking about whether in the accumulation side, do I have a tax burden over there, any on the interest, or when during the withdrawal strategies, right? So we will be teaching you about all the 5 heads of income. You will understand how do you, if someone here who doesn't file his own return, then you don't have to pay any more. You can always file your own returns basis of the training you get here. Then capital gains. Clients would love to find people who are very, very clear conceptually wise on how do you save tax when it comes to capital gains, right? So that all is going to be trained to you over here. Coming to level 3, which is risk and estate planning. Now, friends, insurance. We all understand that, building wealth is one thing, but then, safeguarding that, protecting the downside is also important. We've seen in the case of COVID what happened. People really they were short of emergency funds. They were short of immediate liquidity was not available at times, or not sufficient liquidity was available. So how do you really, and that really creates a challenge. So to protect the wealth is insurance, both life and health is extremely important. Coming to estate planning, we build assets. We build assets over our journey in this life. But what really happens, and we really want our future generations to enjoy the benefit of it, right? Responsibly, of course. But the point is, do we really want to see that there's a dispute that is coming because we did not do what we were required? So I always say it's a very big, for parents, it's extremely important to see that they are doing a proper succession planning, because let's leave, if we build it, we should transfer it. It should be transferred as smoothly as possible. Nobody should come to know what's happening within the family. Now, friends, coming to the final level, which is level 4. Here, friends, you're going to be taught about the financial planning process. So in-depth understanding of how do you really, what is this process? This is actually a proprietary thing of the FPS board. They've designed it over the years. They've excelled in it, and that is what you will get knowledge of. Coming to engaging clients, friends, how do you, because it's client facing kind of a case. How do you really engage them? How do you really bring out the right kind of responses that you're looking for? At times, these are things which are inert. They might not tell you upfront, but based on experiences, we should understand that this is what they're looking for. And then, friends, the FP in the final level, friends, we have to submit a 360-degree holistic financial plan to the board. And this is one of the most interesting aspects, where a practical financial plan submission is required. And that really helps you to understand from concepts to actually practically how things have to be done when you actually, practice in the markets. So that has to be submitted. And finally, you are in your, you give your final exam, you clear it, and then you get your CFP certification. And now, friends, coming to why should you choose International College of Financial Planning? Friends, International College of Financial Planning, ICFP, is part of Bajaj Capital Group, India's one of the most trusted financial services company, and it's been more than 6 decades now. Friends, the CFP certification, in fact, was brought to India by International College of Financial Planning only. We are the pioneers in this business since 2002. The highest number of alumni is from international. You find out any alumni who's doing really well in the financial services and financial planning industry, financial advisory industry. He will be an alumni of International College of Financial Planning. And when it comes to our faculties, most experienced and qualified faculties, not only CFPs, everyone is a CFP. Then we also have faculties who are, along with CFPs, CFAs, chartered accountants, PhDs. Mentors are basically, in fact, practicing CFPs who can bring in that relevant practical knowledge and sharing it with the candidates. and former FPSB India director from 2007 to 2009. Madam Madhu Sinha is our program head and academic dean, in fact. Uh, so this is about why should one choose International College of Financial Planning over any other education provider. Coming to the study options that we offer as of today, friends, because of COVID, we've suspended our offline classes which were based out of Delhi and Mumbai campuses. So right now we are only doing online at the moment on Zoom platform. And when it comes to virtual classes, we have you can go for both the weekday options and the weekend options. So weekdays, it's in the evening, as we understand that most of you are professionals, so you would prefer to work it in the evenings, which is around 7:30 to 9:30. Weekends, it's going to be in Saturday evening and Sunday morning, so that everybody is free to study and to enjoy their weekends. Now, friends, coming to the other thing is we offer apart from virtual sessions where you find the faculties coming and teaching you on Zoom, we also provide you e-learning sessions, which is like the other module whereby someone who is very busy or someone who's a professional, he cannot really commit on these timings. So we can provide you the other method is e-learning, whereby you will be provided similar faculties, same faculties, but pre-recorded sessions are there. You can access it at your free will as per your flexibility. Basically, it's a do-it-yourself model. So both options are available. You have to decide how do you want to go ahead with. When it comes to our learning resources, well, India's most comprehensive CFP study material. In fact, the only education provider who made it, who started making the content, which is concept books, which is workbooks. So that was ICFP. Then, along with not only about the workbooks and concept books that you get in hard copies, there are group projects, there are lectures, and you will get access to the LMS, Learning Management System of ICFP, whereby you can watch the previous sessions as per your will any number of times. Then online mock tests are there on the LMS. Please practice it. It's all for you. Assignments are there. Each month, whenever people are appearing for exams, we conduct doubt sessions, and they are multiple as per your requirement. And case studies are given in the sessions for practice. So we keep the engagement on till the journey is complete with us. And even after that, it doesn't end it there. As Pina mentioned, networking is extremely important. So we keep the networking in place. Now coming to the FPSB India board fees. Friends, for registration, which is valid for 1 year, the fee is 18,000 rupees. And friends, there's one thing that, it's required that candidates, they register with the FPSB board within 15 days of joining any batch with ICFP. Now, friends, next coming to the ebook content. Yes, ebooks have to be purchased from FPSB. So for level 1 to level 3, it is 6,500. And for CFP final, the fee for ebooks is 13,000. In total, it comes to 32,500. Now coming to, as I said, after every level, you have to, for the regular pathway, friends, whereby there are 4 levels, we have to give exams, right? So the exam fee in total, it is 33,250. It is broken down into, from level 1 to level 3, it is 6,750 per exam. And for CFP final, it is 13K. Now coming to, as I said, we have to submit a financial plan. For this, the fee is 10,500. Now, friends, when I mentioned about the eligibility, and I said 10 plus 2 is the requirement, 18 plus years of age, this is for everyone can join this course, and this is the fees for that. So now coming to the challenge pathway, I mentioned to you that yes, there is a fast track way of completing your CFP, because the board understands that some people here who have the requisite education and experience do qualify, that they can straight away go for the final level. As I was mentioning, this is doable in 6 months time from start to end. This is known as the challenge pathway. So when it comes to education, anyone who's a chartered accountant, or he's a CA inter with 3-year articleship and a BCom, or he's a CFA he's a CPA, he's in, ACCA, which is Association of Chartered Certified Accountants, maybe a certified management accountant, or maybe an MBA. Recently, friends, what's happened is FPSB has increased the element whereby now not only MBAs who are either MBA finance or with a finance major, now any MBA or any PGDM in any of the streams can join the challenge pathway. So they can take the quick fast track route and complete their CFP certification in no time. Then, as Rina was mentioning, that yes, they have added CAIIB plus BCom very recently. And the other elements are that someone who's even a master's in, let's say, economics or commerce can also join the challenge pathway. Now, as I said, along with education, experience is also required. So FBSP requires minimum 3 years of experience in the BFSI space. So anyone who wants to join the challenge pathway can certainly share their resume and their experience details with our counselors today, and we can certainly see the approvals are done in no time. Now, coming to the challenge pathway fees from FPSP. The validation fee, which is the document verification, in fact, friends, is 5,000 rupees. Then comes the registration and FPSP content, that is 34,000. Financial plan assessment is again the same, 10,500. And final exam, same as in regular pathway, 13,000. So that is same for both the paths. Now, what is the fee that ICFP is going to charge you for the CFP certification program? See, friends, as I was mentioning to you, there are for the regular pathway, there are two options. One is virtual, whereby you have faculties coming in. E-learning is as per, it's a DIY model, do it yourself. And then the challenge pathway, which is the fast track. So for virtual sessions, virtual class, online sessions, friends, for each level, we charge you 15,000 rupees. In total, gross is 60,000. But in lump sum, if you pay in lump sum, then you get around approximately a 25% kind of a discount, and the fee is only 44,900. Coming to e-learning, which I said pre-recorded sessions, for each level you have to pay 11,000. In gross, total it comes to around 44,000. Again, a discount of around 20% when you pay in lump sum, which comes around 34,900. Challenge pathway, friends, is it's a flat 25,000 fee. Okay, so since you guys have joined us today, right? So I'm sure I should be giving you an offer, and you're a lovely audience. So what we are offering for today, friends, is a flat 10% discount on course fee across. Either you go for virtual learning, you go for e-learning, or you go for challenge pathway. The story doesn't end here. We will also provide you discount coupons. As I mentioned to you that yes, FPSB content has to be purchased. So we will be providing you discount coupons worth 16,250. So basically the content fee becomes 50% actually. In addition to that, the NISM 5A, basically the mutual fund distributor module, 15 hours of videos lectures will be provided to you as an add-on. And the last but not the least, 7 hours of recorded lectures, which is worth 5,000 rupees, is going to be provided on how you can do stock trading using technicals. So these two add-ons, friends, which is the NISM 5A and this stock market technical program, is worth 5,000 rupees individually, which many people take it. But since in CFP we give it along, because yes, we feel that yes, this is an advantage which we can provide unlike any other education provider. So more or less, friends, you will be saving around 30K based on the offer today. Friends, if we also provide we can also help you in getting financing, because we have our financing partners available. So you can certainly go for an student loan with you just have to pay 5,000, and 6 EMIs. In 6 EMIs you can pay the balance amount at 0% interest. So this is the number, friends. Sorry, I'll just share the number, which is 9711437779. You can call up here. Our counselors will be there to help you out as soon as possible. or you can even, check out this, just check out, scan this link, and probably you can pay 5,000 on the link, and you can straight away, you will be contacted by a counselor. So this is from my end. Tina, can we now take up the Q&A?
Yes, sure, Rishi. I have identified a few questions. I'm just trying to scroll from the top.
Yeah.
So I thought I will first take these two, and then from there we can take up more questions.
Sure.
It is very interesting. Somebody asked that should we do for if CFP as a qualification is better, or ABC, whichever qualification you talk about. So I wanted to address that question. You see, you need to understand what that qualification is, what is the origin of that qualification is. In order to do so, I'll make it easier for you. In order to do so, you need to understand that where is that qualification from? Is it from India? Is it from USA? Is it from UK? And most of the recent, and you would agree with me, Rishi, most of these recent qualifications, professional qualifications, are right now from primarily these three countries, right?
Yeah.
That are there in the market. So, what is the process of getting a chartered or a certified qualification? When do you get a qualification that is called chartered? When do you call a qualification that is called certified? You need to know the integrities of these qualifications. So, for example, in India, if you are having any qualification, any Indian qualification, it is approved by the Act of Parliament. So all the qualifications that are approved by Act of Parliament, you should go for those qualifications. So in India, which qualifications are these? CA, CS, and so on. Similarly, in UK, you would know, Rishi, that in UK, you need to get the similar kind of approval. They have Royal Charter. So
yes,
once the Royal Charter approves the qualification, then it becomes a chartered or a certified qualification. In USA, apparently the terminology changes. So chartered mostly is used by UK when Royal Charter approves it. In USA, it is called a certificate. So it is a certificate qualification, certified qualification, and it is approved by Senate. CFP is approved by Senate. CFP is the only qualification in personal finance that has got that recognition and that approval. The rest I leave up to you. There will be so many qualifications. See, financial planning is a very, very much in need topic, and very much in need qualification. So there will be so many qualifications around it. What you need to do is you need to check whether it is like, if it is a qualification of India, is it approved by Act of Parliament? If it is a qualification of USA, is it approved by the Royal Charters? If it is a qualification from USA, is it approved by Senate? And basis that you need to take a call, because professional qualifications with globalist standards, you should go for those qualifications only. Those qualifications are very, very, very much credible. So rest I leave up to you, but this is how you can identify the qualifications. I hope that answers the question. There was one more question, Rishi, that I saw, that I have 3 years of work experience somewhere into the similar kind of a field, and I have a gap, and can I now pursue the qualification? You, my dear friend, is the most apt person to pursue this qualification, because what we need is 3 years of work experience in financial planning, which you have already got. Let's say if you have any of those qualifications that Rishi just mentioned about, you can even choose our fast track program and finish the entire qualification in a lesser amount of, let's say, 8 months or so. So you can look at that part as well. So you're very much eligible, and this is one of the best qualifications that you must be looking for. I'm so sorry. Pardon me for this. There is another question, Rishi, and after that I'll hand it over to you so that I have a breather. There is another question that says that, yeah, I'm a 62-year-old professional, and would I still be fit for buying jobs if I do this qualification? So you may not be able to pursue a job in bank, because the age limit of working professionals in India is somewhere around 60. You're already 62. I'm afraid that may be a possibility, may not be a possibility, but this qualification certainly a possibility for you because you can then practice
Kanaya,
on your own.
hello?
I'm sorry, Rishi, you're saying something?
Oh, please continue. Please continue. I just got a call.
No
Yeah.
problem. So you may or may not be able to work in the bank because you're 62, but this qualification is the most apt qualification for you to go ahead, because then you can practice. You will know you will know your own finance, and you'll talk to people. You will have a community. You will that retirement life. You'll talk to these people. You will help them also. So the best thing that I like about this qualification is that this is a very noble qualification. You are empowering people to learn this very vital skill of managing their finances and making a positive change in their lives, in their financial goals that they have set, in helping them in achieving their financial goals, so that sense of satisfaction and contribution also comes apart from the money and the professionalism that this qualification brings. So this is very one of the good things that I really feel is good about this qualification. So that's about it, Rishi. You may want to take a few questions. There are some questions around the practicing and all. You may
Sure.
want to take those
Sure,
questions.
sure. So I'll just begin with what we'll do is what we can do is
I'm sorry,
friends.
I'm just
Yeah.
just a moment, Rishi. So, friend, what you can do also, you can also raise your hands,
Hands,
and
yes.
I will unmute you one by one. You can also ask. You can ask your question directly from the speaker. Yes. So I can see a couple of hands, raised hands. So just give me another 1 or 2 minutes. By the time DC, you take the question from the chat, and then I'll unmute you one by one. You can ask, and
Sure.
you can interact with this.
Sure. I'll just take up the questions. So first question, I think it's Samir Sawant says AI and Chat GPT going to affect the CFP consulting service. Sir, Samir, there's one question, a very valid question. What really happens with AI and Chat GPT? Our experience is that, I technology can only help me into segregating clients, right? Maybe I can do it by age profile, I can do it by risk profile, I can do it maybe by some other elements, right? So if I have to go to an AI platform, all I can do is I can search, okay, what age bracket I am. Okay, they will decide based the risk on that they will decide the asset allocation, right? But that doesn't really bring a customized curated approach that clients really want. It can help me for certain aspects. Of course, technology really helps. And second point is, do you think, personally, I would never do it, but would you really bank your retirement goal, that retirement funding basis of an AI or maybe a Chat GPT? You never know what's written, or maybe you take a platform. What guarantee is it that, what reasonability would they really be trying to give you that kind of insights or that kind of a behavioral training or coaching and trying to, hold your rein your emotions at times when you really don't require to take actions, right? So that those big goals, of course, I can't do it, but yes, few of the goals, or maybe, if I want to generally categorize myself, so I can do the categorization, right? I've seen those back-end models, but they have a limit. They can't really change. See, many online platforms, they come in for, medical field also, but do I really stop going to a doctor? Not really. It's only very few times when I don't have time, I might do an online, or maybe it's very cold in Delhi, so I don't want to really step out of my house. But that, until and unless I don't have that customized, or I don't have that relationship, clients love that relationship. That's what is my experience. Can one start? Achha, Raghu Nandan is asking, can one start financial planning practice after completing CFP? Because yes, sir, you can certainly start it. There are two ways of doing it. Either you can apply to SEBI for an RIA, registered investment advisor. The other way is you can go continue, or you can start a fee-based kind of a model whereby, no, the other way is the commission-based, whereby you can do MFD, where you can take an ARN, so you have mutual fund down there, you can take an insurance broker license as well, and you have the background which is going to drive your business is the CFP, which is going to change the way in which this business is run. The future is no product based, it's going to be only goal based, and the overall scenario has to be looked at. I can't, those piecemeal approaches of people based on their experience does not really work these days in the complex world that we are living today. right? Coming to Mr. Rajput, can we charge clients based on their certification in India? Sir, for charging clients, you will have to complete your CFP and then get registered as a registered investment advisor. Once you do that, you can certainly make up contracts with clients, put a fee over there, and SEBI is okay with it. So only then SEBI only allows people who are registered investment advisors to charge fees for their financial planning services in India. Coming to Manan, I'll take up the other questions as well, but whatever I can answer in the I think Anurag has already answered some questions here. So good. Thank you, Anurag. So that is done.
So let's
Which
take question
is,
from
yeah,
the
yes. One
here
second,
also.
one
Let
second,
me
Kanaya. Yeah, yeah, 1 second, Kanaya. Farhan Ahmed says, any fresher can pursue the CFP. Yes, sir. Absolutely, you can pursue. The idea is that fine, it's okay that once you complete your certification, you don't have the experience required for getting the CFP mark. But yes, one option is you can work under a CFP, qualified CFP. 1 year of articleship can be done. The other element is, even if you've cleared it, you go and you approach a BFSI firm, anyone, mutual funds, insurance, anyone. They require the skill set. Certification can always come in. At times, we don't even wait for hiring CFPs if we require them, because we know the value that they bring into the organizations. Yes, that is always already possible. Yes, Kanaya, now we can take up questions from raised hands.
perfect. Just a moment. Yes, Raghuji, you can unmute yourself. Yeah, please
Hello.
ask your question.
Yeah.
Yes, you're live.
So there are two kinds of fees, right? One is going to for EFBES
I think
के लिए
somebody else
जाएगा
is
और
talking.
दूसरा इंटरनेशनल इसके लिए जाएगा ना. So what is the total fast track fee?
So, as you rightly said, one fee is going to go to the FPSP board, to which which Tina is representing, and the other fee is going to go to International College of Financial Planning, the preferred education provider for the CFP program. So, if you want to go for the challenge pathway, the fee, as I'll just scroll back to that screen so that it is very well visible to you. The FPSP board fees are in total. You don't have to pay in lump sum, because you will first register, then maybe after your studies are over with ICFP, then you will probably go for the financial plan assessment and then going for the final exam, right? So the total fee comes to around 62,500 is for the FPSP board. Now coming to our fee, sir, is flat 25,000, but there is a 10% discount on that today, so that becomes 22,500. So in total, it becomes 62,500 plus 22,500 is the total fee. So somewhere around, I think, around 85K is what is the total fee.
Okay. And for 85, the full amount you give student loan or how it is?
No, the FPSB board fee, there is no student loan, sir. For our fees, yes, we can
Okay.
arrange. Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. I think if you're done, I can
So
go
after
ahead.
discounting everything, it is around 85.
85,000, yes.
Yes.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me, sir?
1 second, guys, just 1 second. Are you there, or am I taking over it?
If you want, you can take it.
Okay,
Here.
okay. So guys, just hold on. I'll take up each question. Don't worry. First, I think is Raghu there? Can Raghu
Yeah,
quickly ask
yeah,
a question? Yes,
yeah,
Raghu.
yeah.
Yes,
Sure.
please.
So thing is like the part of my question is already asked by somebody just now.
Mhm.
It's about total cost for the online and DIY model actually. I mean, total cost which goes from my pocket is my concern. So if you could tell me
Okay.
that, because just now you told me for the fast track model. I'm
Yes.
not in that category. I'm from a engineering graduate from computer science background. So
Okay.
not at all having any idea of this, but I did work as a insurance agent for few time, but no
Right.
other idea on the finance side. But I do like to get into that. So one
Yes.
question is on that, and another question I have, I mean, simultaneously I can ask. If you understand what is this CFP means it's a person who helps the anybody in his financial planning, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Personal financial planning. Yes.
yes, mutual fund and stocks is also part of the personal finance. So I think I didn't see that it's covered in any of the curriculum you just showed. Four categories you showed.
Investment planning, when I talked about level one, I said the second module is investment planning.
Okay.
In investment planning, sir, we will start with the asset classes, major four asset classes, which is equity, fixed income, then it comes real estate and gold. So when
Okay.
it comes to equities, you will have everything, direct equity, indirect equity, any kind of PMS services. You will even have, the other things as well. So everything that is concerned to equity is going to be a part of it. I mean,
Yeah.
how can, I mean, these days, without mutual funds, no planning can be done, sir.
Right.
So
Right.
it's as
So
simple as that.
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
May I know what kind of depth you go in? I mean, are you going completely from scratch, so completely from beginner? Because I am not from a finance background. Okay.
Raghu, what to
Are you
address
going?
your
No, my
concern
question.
and
Listen to my
yes,
question. Actually, yes. Are you going from a very basic, like ABCDs of the finance, till the
yes,
in depth of the mutual fund or
yes,
any investment? I'm asking about. Okay.
yes, yes. Raghu, you're not the first engineer who's come to us. We have many engineers who are either thinking of getting into finance or they want to actually,
Learn
switch
for them.
careers or what. They switch careers as well. They think,
Okay.
IT is too, it becomes very difficult at times to cope up with the transitions. So
Yeah.
finance for an
Yeah. I am in
engineer,
that.
you
I
have
am in
that.
that stage actually.
So, Raghu, I certainly understand it. See, the idea is, I mean, long back I knew it that, and I always know it that, the technical mind is there, your
Right.
analytical mind is there. It just needs the finance side, and then it's very easy to know. It's not very difficult. To
Okay.
answer your question particularly, we start our any batch who comes to us, we give them a basic finance book. And that basic finance book is been made to give you that, initial sensitization as to what is finance? मतलब इसमें है क्या क्या? What all do we include in it?
Mm-hmm.
Even before your curriculum is started, this book is given to you. You have to read it for 1 week, 10 days, and then you have 2 sessions that we conduct on it. And
Okay.
to get you, some idea of things that, okay, what is lying in store for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then it becomes very, very easy for, someone to actually start with this curriculum. So that initial step building is there because we understand, people come from diverse backgrounds. It's not only, and to be very true, Raghu, when you join us, you will see the group it's not only hardcore finance people. It is engineers,
Right.
it is people who are, coming from different fields. They are lawyers, they are, some people are just bankers. They have done some banking courses, but they're not finance people. They've done it. So, the group is very diverse. Many
Right.
engineers, many science background people are there. So that basic book of finance does address this concern, which
Yeah.
is a
Yeah.
very
I
common
do
thing.
know that finance industry is booming more than IT industry now because of the lot of startup. I mean, like it's a lot of reasons actually. Okay.
Yes.
May I know what kind of full-time roles I get if I complete this, and what may be the salary range as of the current state?
See, firstly, I would say Bajaj Capital with person without experience, typically, I think the start is around 6 lakhs without any experience because
Okay.
Bajaj Capital, our parent organization, hires a lot of CFPs. But
Okay.
on that note, I would even say someone whose slight experience does definitely gets a package of around 10 lakhs or so. So
Okay.
that's, and then, I mean, it's, when you're switching careers at times, you need experience.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so that's the kind of a thing which I can tell you right now. And we do help our candidates to get them placed because one is a parent organization hires, so we get inputs and job offers from them. The other is our network basis of, and we also get inputs from FPSB, whereby when they have a job enrolled on the portal, they do share it, and we again share it to the WhatsApp groups. So at times, Raghu, it happens that we have a job offer, but we don't have candidates. So
Okay.
as this is what Tina was mentioning.
Okay. No, I
So,
missed the first
yeah,
20 minutes of the
yeah, yeah,
session
yeah.
actually.
So she
So
mentioned that, yes,
I can do as a freelancing. I mean, my own business also with this, right?
yes, sir, yes,
Okay.
sir. What I
Okay.
would to say, Raghu, is, we can discuss it at length on a one-to-one basis.
Sure, sure. Can you please
On
tell me
what,
the cost actually? I mean, I do understand. I am,
yeah,
yeah, a lot of people are there. What's the
yes.
cost? I mean, that first
So,
question is still unanswered.
the cost is, as I said, it is around 95,000 is for the board when you say regular pathway.
Oh,
And yeah, so board is 95,000, not immediately. It is going to be in piecemeal, as I said, as you progress in the journey. Now,
mm-hmm.
coming to our fees is around, if you go for the live sessions, it is 44,900 and e-learning is 34,900. So in mota moti, it comes to and with the discount, it comes to around 135 is virtual and 125 would be, I think, the 140 is virtual and 130 would be the e-learning kind of a thing. There's
No,
a 10,000 difference in both
but the
of them.
person who talked to me over the phone after I respond to the ad, actually,
Yeah.
he told it
Yeah.
totally cost 120, but I thought like in this session it will going to be reduced, but you're saying it's more now.
Yes.
It totally costs. Huh.
So, oh, yes. One I'd like to add here. See, the coupon code for e-learning is not included. So it will be around 16,000 rupees coupon code we will provide you when you go to purchase the MBSV content fee.
Mm-hmm.
So if you
Is it every
I'll go
semester?
to
exclude
the
that 16,000,
yeah. If you look at this, Raghu,
it
this
will
30
come to close
to
to
500.
1 lakh.
Yes. So this is no, I am telling you the fee that, this is the fee that you have to take for the program. But what we do is for this ebook content, as I was mentioning, the 16,500 is given as discount coupon. So that you can always reduce from the fee. So
Is
it
it
then comes to that.
one time, right? The 16,500.
No, every level we'll give you. Once you get into level 1, you purchase ebooks, then we'll give you a discount coupon. So that will continue throughout the journey.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, total till 16,000. Yeah,
Yes.
got it. Thanks.
Yeah. Rani, you can ask a question, please.
Hello.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yes,
so
yes.
I'm Vaishnavi from Hyderabad. Currently, I'm pursuing BA LLB final year, and my father is in insurance field since past 30 plus years. And
Mhm.
even recently, I started, and like recently 6 months back, I've entered insurance field also. So my
Mhm.
question here is that first, I have recently joined your, I mean, in your batch only. So my question is, if I do my articleship now under a financial planner, certified financial planner, then
Mhm.
after completing 4 levels, can I directly get the certificate, or else do I need to do again after finishing my fourth level?
Uh, Typically it is because see, doing it right now, it is you have to practice under the CFP, but how will you add value if you are not uh, skilled enough to do justice to the job, na? Rani,
Yes, yes.
so
Yeah, this is the question, yeah.
yeah. So what I would even do is that typically that's not possible. But I mean, since if you're on level 1, then nothing can happen right now. What I would say is you complete couple of levels. Let me take a look. Let's say कि after maybe the third level, you can start doing your work, and then as you complete your CFP, you have 1 year. So maybe 1 year and 2 months, 3 months you can work, so that you have the gearing up. But again, you have 1 year of you're working 1 year supervised I mean articleship under a practicing CFP.
Mhm.
So that's the way.
So ultimately, what I understood is like it is you'll be calculating my experience after completing fourth level, from fourth level
Yes,
to
yes,
12 months.
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, okay, I
Not
got
right
you.
now. It's too early. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Okay. Yes,
And
Nilesh,
that
you
is
can
for
ask your.
Rishi. I'm sorry.
Yes,
I'm sorry for coming in.
yes, please.
This is for challenge pathway you're talking about, right?
No,
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 ma'am.
no, no,
Regular
no.
path.
Regular
Someone
pathway.
who,
For
Tina, someone who's just a graduate. He doesn't have that.
understood, understood. But this is for 1 year supervised experience or 3 years of normal experience?
Supervised experience, ma'am.
Supervised is at a later stage, but 3 year general experience could be, before, during, after.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
thank
Yeah,
you.
she's asking particularly about that, because she's. Uh, I think she had a question
Yeah,
beforehand
understood.
also with
Yes.
us. Yes. Nilesh, can you just come up now with your question?
Am I audible?
Yes, yes, please, sir.
Yeah. So for challenge pathway, I have a question. The experience that we are talking in the institutions like banks and the insurance companies. So my question is around, is it like in the same domain I have to be working? Because I'm in IT, I work with banks and insurance companies only. But still I have a question around, whether still it is considerable to be in a challenge pathway, or how is it? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Nilesh, my standard reply to this, and for everyone who wants to pursue challenge pathways, that as I said, that just share your experience with my counselor today, and just let them have it checked with just check with the board, because at times what happens is we've even seen people who are working not directly with banks, but they are somewhere involved in it at times, that also works for them. So let's just have a look at it. That's what I would say. As far as you're saying that you're matching the education requirements, so that is part is done. So
Yeah,
that
yeah,
experience part we can have a look at it.
yeah. MBA and also I have like that's
Yes.
not an
So
issue. But I'll
you
share
are
my
yeah.
profile. That's it.
Yes. Swapnil, please, can you come in now?
Hello, sir. Good morning, ma'am. So my question is regarding the challenge pathway, same that I am having around approximately 6 years of experience in finance domain.
Okay.
So I want to pursue CFP. So like I have to go for from the initial like levels one, or I can directly go for the challenge pathway.
Sorry, can you just come again? I missed your voice in between. You said something.
So actually, I'm saying that I have total experience of
Huh.
approximately 6 years.
Okay.
So I want to pursue. I want to pursue CFP, but like I want to know that I have to go for direct pathway path, or like I have to go from the I can opt for challenge pathway
See,
directly.
challenge path, Swapnil, if you are maybe you are a chartered accountant or an MBA in any stream,
Yes,
or a master,
yeah, I am MBA in finance.
right? So Swapnil, you can certainly go for the challenge pathway. Just call on this number and speak to my counselor right away. He or she's going to guide you the best way of doing it. Zina, you can
Okay.
even, Zina, hi, you've written a message. You can also get in touch with the counselor on 9711437779, and he or she is going to really help you on this matter.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Yes, please, Zina,
Yeah,
please come in.
presently I'm living in UK, and I
Okay.
have started my CFP in Bombay when I was in Bombay a few years ago. And now presently I have done my MBA. I am a postgraduate in insurance. I just want to know how will it help me if I do it from UK, and will the UK laws be applicable, or will it the Indian laws be applicable for them?
Zina, would you like to comment on this
Yes,
question?
yes, Rishi.
Yeah.
So, my dear, sorry, pardon my voice. There are two things that you need to consider. One is, when did you do that? How long was that? Was it 5 years ago?
What is that?
The qualification when you enrolled?
I had done it during COVID time, and then unfortunately I wasn't able to give the exam because of COVID.
Okay, no problem. See, what we'll have to do is, any which ways you'll have to re-register.
Okay.
Now that you're in UK, I would suggest that you register with the UK CFP and start pursuing the qualification. As it is, I have to do all of it together. But you'll have to identify if there are any challenge pathway and if you're fitting it into it. But I would
Okay.
suggest that you pursue from there.
Okay, because that laws
Yes.
laws will be applicable because
Yes,
if I'm living in UK.
See,
But if I do it from here, if I do it,
if
I
you want
enroll
to
in
do
UK.
it from India, what you must have is one of the residential addresses should be from India.
Yeah, I have the residential address. That's not a
Yeah, so
problem.
then you can further connect with team ICOFP and they can help you with the qualification.
But would the UK have this? Would you know anything about the UK laws or anything of that sort? Would that be also be taken? How do I
When you say
register?
laws, what do you mean? Do you mean can you
Income tax portion. Now, like in India, you would have the capital gains, and
that is
UK will
different.
have some.
That is why, yeah, that is different. So that is why if you want to practice in UK, I would suggest that you continue the qualification in UK. If you want to come back to India and practice, then I would suggest you do it in India.
Okay. I'll get in touch with your counselor.
Works, yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Yeah, Advik, hi, can you come in now? Advik, you're there? If not, Girish, can you come in, please?
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Ha.
yes, Girish, you're audible.
Okay, okay. I am 56-year-old. I am having 32 years and 5 months experience in Life Insurance Corporation of India as a development officer. I am fellow of Insurance Institute of India. I am having diplomas in uh, underwriting as well as health insurance. Okay. I am interested in challenge pathway. Okay. I will not speak in detail here because there are many people who want to speak to. Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
ask somebody to call me. I will have to get permission from our employer, LIC of India, to enroll myself for this thing. Okay.
Sure.
I just want to ask one more question. Whether it is different, what is difference between CFP and CFA and FRM, Financial Risk Manager? If you know it or if you are having some
Right.
time, you please dwell upon this subject.
Sure. You want the reply right now, Girish, on this or
If
later?
possible, please reply now.
Right. See, CFP, as we mentioned it before, this is focused on personal finance. So
Okay.
basically, what do I earn? How do I really, build up my goals, develop investment strategies, really meet my goals in life or my client's goals in life, basically. How do I really generate wealth for him, protect his wealth? So it's all personal. When you talk about CFA, which is chartered financial analyst, it
Yes.
is its focus is it's on the corporate finance. It's on
Okay.
corporate finance. It is on investment banking. How do you really do valuations? So you will learn about valuations. You will learn about how do you do model building. You will also the opportunities there are in corporate finance, in investment banking, in equity research and all. No opportunities in personal finance over there. And in CFP, we are not focused here. It's not focused on corporate finance. It is personal
Okay.
finance.
My
Yeah.
daughter is
And when it,
also hello. May I speak?
yes, yes,
My
yes,
daughter is
Girish.
also MBA Finance, and I will also ask her to join this course. Is that course FRM Financial Risk Manager is that beneficial or not
See,
for her? She is
uh,
24 years old.
See, FRM, it depends on what kind of a job profile or what is her
Okay.
inclination when it comes to after finance.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say, see, if she wants to get into investment banking, then CFA. If she wants to be in, client-facing advisory
Okay.
kind of a role, someday she thinks I have to set up
CFA.
my own practice, then you have
Yes.
to go for CFP. And if,
Yes.
FRMs can't really practice on their own, CFAs
Yes.
can't really
Definitely.
practice. It's only
Yes.
the CFPs who have this advantage that yes, they can set up
Mm-hmm.
a practice. So वो चीज है. That has to
Okay.
be looked at as to how does she want to which kind of what really is her inclination. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you,
Okay.
Girish. Thank you.
Thank you.
Krishan, can you just get in? Krishan, can you just get in touch with Girish? He wants to have a word with one of the counselors. Yes, Shailendra, please ask your question.
Thank you. I just wanted to ask if one does CFP and completes it and later wants to do CFA, do we get some exemption from some modules in examination or it is not there?
Uh,
I can answer that, Rishi.
yes, Tina, yes, please.
Very good question, Shailendra. Unfortunately, no. The recognition of your prior learning happens basis the similarity in the syllabus and the similarity in knowing those skills and those contents. However, like Rishi has just mentioned, CFP and CFA both are Senate approved qualifications, so there's no doubt about that. However, one deals in personal finance, the other one deals in corporate finance, and hence the chances of resemblance are less, and that is why neither CFP get any exemptions, give any exemptions to those who have done CFA, and nor CFA does the same thing. So,
Okay, appreciate. Now I understand that. That's fine. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Shailendra. The next question can come from Rajendra Rotelaji. Rajendra, your question, please.
Rishi, just a moment. Actually, we need to be a little fast because we are.
Yeah. We just have two or three questions. Yeah, we just have two questions more. Rajendra, yes, can you quickly pop up your question?
Take one question from each, and then
Yeah,
anyway the number is there. You you can always call on
Yes,
9711
please.
43 My team is there. They can help you, guide you with everything.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please go ahead.
So, yeah, the part of my question is already covered, the elaboration between the CFP and the CFA. So I have an MBA and have an experience of around 20 years with a distribution company. So, so my first question will be that I'll be going for a challenge pathway. And so, what will be the by when early the examination for this challenge pathway will be there? So it will be after 6 months, or
No, Rajendra, the final, see, as you must be aware by now that the for people who are in challenge fast track pathway, you just have to go the final exam. These
okay,
exams, my friend, happen every in once in 2 months. So there are
okay,
6 attempts for final exams in a year's time. So let's say you join in January
hmm,
and you will have your refresher, you will have your initial sessions, then you have refresher 40 hours of refresher, 40, 45 hours of refresher sessions are going to happen. Then comes to final. So maybe it's possible that maybe the June exam is what you can focus, you can target for. Okay, fine, I'm in Jan, I should be targeting the June basis of my learning. It can even happen in April if you're ready with most of the things. You are well versed with things. You say taxation, everything is good enough. I can straight away quickly do it. So maybe April or June could be a good time for you to target. So
and
it happens 6 times in a year. Okay.
okay. So and how many attempts can
See,
can
let's
one give?
not see. My point is there's no limit on the attempts you can give, but the whole point is why not get it? Mind should be that we
Right,
will be doing it in the first attempt. That's the whole point.
right,
Let's
true.
not think about the things
Okay.
right now. Acha,
Yeah,
I am just taking one last question, Kanaya, that from Advik. I think Advik said that I think I voiced your name, but I think you were not responding, so I moved ahead. Advik, last question from you, and
Sorry,
then
Rishi, I
yes,
just
please.
couldn't hear that time, so
Yes,
possibly
yes,
that I can
yes,
get that your voice. Yep. Okay. So
yes,
I
yes.
have just a regulatory question on it. Okay.
Mhm.
So I'm a MFT. I just wanted to know that how it can be relate with the RIA
Mhm.
services. Like if I can say if I'm going to be suggest some kind or a part of a schemes in the name of
Mhm.
financial planning. Okay, and
Mhm.
if it goes to on a other way, like a negative way, is it a
Mhm.
possible that he can raise a complaint against me for
No,
suggesting
no,
some kind of a
not
particular product to in his portfolio or
no,
not?
no. Advik, try to understand. I'll tell you, I'll just give you one line of clarity on this. SEBI will only act on things where they are regulating. If you are not an RIA with them, you are an MFD. They say MFD is basically being handled by the 1 second. Just give me 1 second, please. Yeah. So as I was saying, Advait, so they'll say mutual funds is being handled by AMFI. So AMFI will take a call on that. Insurance is being handled by IRDA. For pension retirements is PFRDA. As long as someone is registered as RIA, then only you will have that kind of a challenge, which you would have read in newspapers at times. But not really. I mean, if I
Actually,
am not,
in a recent
yeah.
development from SEBI, even they have stopped to MFD, even that accidental kind of advisory to any clients as well.
नहीं,
Okay,
Advait,
so the MFD can't do the accidental advisory also at the
नहीं,
same
नहीं,
time of meeting any client or whatever.
no,
So
no.
how it can relate with those regulations? I just
Yes.
wanted to know if I suggest any particular scheme and nobody knows the market when it goes to and what time. Okay, तो अभी
Right.
उस समय वो complaint जाता है तो how would I save myself for the in the basis of that particular certificate? Is it
नहीं,
and हाँ.
Advik, one point is that if you are not an RIA, then firstly, I will not enter into a contract which says I'm providing him financial services for which I will have, I'll take some remuneration for it. That is one
हम्म
point. So ये चीज बहुत clear है. Second
हम्म
point is when I am doing it with them. No, what my understanding, and I'm very, very clear on the RIA regulation 2013 is they say that if it is mutual funds, please, and if he's an MFD, I'm not concerned on it. Maybe they've outstepped themselves on certain aspect, but that's not the regular way. AMFI will have a look at it. As far as you are an RIA, then only SEBI comes in place. And they say अच्छा ये भी possible है that you know
I hope
that
you
those
I hope you remember that all things comes along within
नहीं नहीं नहीं, ये
2019
जो आपका सारा
through
माल 800
June.
नहीं
ग्राम का
नहीं
ही आया है मेरे पास।
Advik, see, there's also a possibility that
हाँ
those
नहीं
mutual
नहीं,
fund
800
distributors were
मंगवाई है मैंने
calling them
आपसे,
as
800।
financial planners. They were calling them as
Yeah, that
financial
nomenclature
advisors. So we
saying
can't
that
use
in
those.
June.
Yes. So we can't use those names. That's very, very clear. Right? There's a list of names also which SEBI has mandated that can only be used by RIAs and nobody else. Right. So those things are there. Maybe there could be some gray element over there. But largely I haven't seen, we have so many MFDs who are studying with us as students. They haven't come with this kind of a latest problem.
Rishi, actually, I
कि
have
भाई
seen
ऐसा भी
so many cases in my recent in my last experiences where the client actually, take hands out of these things when he got to know that he actually got some kind of a losses from the market. Okay, and he suddenly put
See,
all the allegation
mutual
on
funds,
the
see,
concerned
try
person
to
that he suggested or whatever
Advik,
was happened. Yeah.
SEBI itself, the ad says mutual funds are market linked. Nobody can promise a return. You can always guide. So we see, point is also this. Why not have, in case of RAs, we have to keep it documented in terms of like, what's the risk profile you got it filled? What did you find out? If you found out the person is a balanced, his strategy is profile is a balanced investor, then I have guided him based on that. I've not given him aggressive funds. If you've done a mismatch based on that, there's not even slight amount of documentation you're doing. You've kept maybe your wife is trying to advise and you are the MFD, then that could be a problem. कि यार कौन advice कर रहा है? So I haven't seen it that difficult. I mean, life is not difficult as it is maybe seeming to you, but we can always discuss it on a one-on-one. My experience is not this ways. Of course, there are certain elements that we have to keep it. I always guide my students to keep a track of it. Don't be too fashionable in your names as financial planners because that is
Yeah,
something which
correct.
SEBI is observing, right? So
But
वो चीज
that
है.
my
Yes.
that my final conclusion on it, I wanted to know that how would I
Yes.
save myself from these kind of the
You
practices
keep
or
it
whatever things
documented.
comes for me.
You keep advice, whatever you advise to clients, keep it documented. You've given them, when you're writing a mail, you're telling them, I did a risk profiling, I spoke to you, you told me, or I get good sense that you're a balanced guy. I've given you advisory on balanced funds, or maybe kind of things which have fixed income also, some weightage of the portfolios. You're not wrong on that. That is what the world is going to do. That is what I will be doing for that client. If the thing doesn't work, that's different, but I've given him the right approach. I can't guarantee a fund manager or a market is not in my control, but point is, SEBI says, please document what advice you're giving, and it should be right advice as far as your acumen is concerned.
Yeah,
It can't,
actually, that all of these things, I just my question is actually that I just wanted to be confirm myself, is
yeah,
it legal that
documented.
if I'm advising
Nahi.
someone on the basis of that particular
Nahi.
certificate for a particular securities,
No.
or which is direct equity, indirect equity,
Mm,
whatever the investment that I can suggesting him, so is it a legal or not
yes.
as per the CB? That is my all over
Right.
question on it.
As far as you are not an RIA, they should not have a problem. They say different bodies are looking at it, and AMFI and PFRD and IRD are doing it. I'm just telling you, if you want to keep it double check, do document whatever you're telling them. Don't tell them on, just record or maybe send an email or send them just send them emails when you're doing it or WhatsApp. At least you have the documented that this is what is and this is what my advice is basis of that. I do that in my personal basis.
Okay,
All
I
CAs
just
you
have
when you
one more.
see.
I have, yeah, that's all clear.
Advik, we're
Yeah.
short of time. What I'll say is just I'll share my number to you, or I'll just ask my counselor to let's talk one-on-one on this, because everybody else
Yeah,
is
sure.
waiting, and we have a
That's
second
it.
session coming along. Okay.
That's it. Yeah.
So
Okay.
so I think others friends, thank you so much for joining, and thank you particularly Tina and Anurag today for being here and supporting the webinar and trying to bring in some great insights, which I'm sure is very, very valuable for today. Because the idea is always, I always follow this thing, my friends. The last thing is write what is currently going. If right now we have a strong trend in personal finance and wealth industry, better be on it rather than just looking at from sites that everybody else is getting on that and on that trade. Okay, so on that note, thank you so much. Any other queries you have? Counselors are there; they're ready to help you out with that, I'm sure. And thank you so much for being here today and bearing us for so long, actually, on a Saturday morning.
Thank
Okay,
you. Thank you so much,
so
Rishi. Happy to be a
yeah,
part of this call. And my
same
last
here.
thing to all the audience is that, if you do not make your money work for you, you will end up working until you die. So the idea is, whether you want to be in this profession or you want to manage your money, this qualification is a must for you, and you must go for this qualification. ICFP is one of our
Well said.
approved education providers, have been with us for years. So you are in good hands, safe hands. I wish you all the best for your future careers, and I look forward to having all of you on board with FPSB very soon. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Okay,
Good,
bye.
have a good
Take care.
weekend. Thanks, bye.
Bye.